Yo, what's good? You dub back here again in 2020. Let's get it. April is moving right along. This year 2020 is different from most years for me because most of the time, most years, the first half of the year trails by. I'm going all the way back to my childhood. But this year it's actually moving along quite well. Kind of like how um, most of the second half of the year moves on for me. But this video, we're doing finally getting around to my second Gods video. All right, I did a you could see on my channel. There's a playlist for Gods video, and I dropped one about my One Piece Gods. If I were to write Gods for the One Piece series and the applicable ones, okay, the different things, you can go check that out at your leisure. This time we're doing Naruto. I've had this one for maybe a month or two now. It's been a little minute, probably like a month or so. And I'm finally getting around to dropping this video. I didn't want to oversaturate the game as well as I had other things going on in my life, but I'm catching up on some videos. Now, starting off, for those who don't know how I would conceive of gods in a series, in a world, right? Giving the basis of what this focus of the series are. That's what I deem. It's not even if a series has gods, because we'll eventually get into Dragon Ball and other ones. How I would construct the various deities and stuff, and they're pretty grounded and reasonable. It's not these overarching platonic forms and ideas. None of that. None of that nature. None of that mess. Starting off with pretty much the chief god Fujite. Right, Fujite, god of chakra, life, and creation. Now imagine how immensely powerful this entity is. This one will blow most of them out of the water. Now, how good of a fighter this would be is questionable. I don't think this would be the best fighter amongst my gods, but I think he would be very, very powerful. Imagine life draining, sealing off of your chakra. Like a more advanced Geno Fist technique. Okay, having an infinite flow of chakra. So pretty much Edo Tensei, but not being Edo Tensei, right? God of creation. I mean, the jutsus this dude could do is pretty much game over for any low level shinobi. You better bring up all the Kages. They all gonna want smoke, and I don't know. This is a moderate situation, but much worse. This is a Kaguya situation, but definitely still worse. So you know that'd be a problem to mess with. But he is married to Kanima. Kani Kanima. Kanima. Okay, it's the wife of Fujite. Excuse me with my pronunciation. The wife of Fujite, okay? She, Kanima, is the goddess of the spiritual plane. Now we saw um the Sage of Six Paths, Hagoromo, up in there. I think it would be cool. We see the kind of whole thing with Kushina, Minato, the whole chakra entity, and pretty much like having a goddess of the afterlife. I think that'd be a really, really cool concept that Kishimoto could have played with. That's how I would have done it. Again, she probably wouldn't so much more so be in the story as an active character, more so as a guiding voice, as a you know, a motherly, grandmotherly figure, okay, to give some wisdom to those who need it. If you had a new protagonist far beyond, let's say, years down the line, or maybe going back to antiquity before the Naruto era, or far down the line past Boruto era and stuff, that'd be a kind of cool concept. I could imagine that. Her and Fujite, they've been together so long, you know, been together so long that they don't have to spend too much time together. So, they each are off doing their own things, but they love each other from a distance. Next up, we have Mogoro. Mogoro. He's the older son of Fujite, right? The older son of Fujite and Kanima. Okay. He's the master of yin yang chakra. Y'all know Yin Yang release. Yin Yang release was so beastly. Yin and Yang chakra doesn't do all of them things. Would be an absolute monster. Not as powerful as his father. His mother, close in the pantheon of strength, but as far as in fighting capabilities, I would have him most likely above his mother. His father, at least be competitive. Um, Next up, Kanani. Kanani is the wife of Mogoro, and she's the master of Senjutsu. Okay, nature chakra. She's the master of nature chakra. Y'all know that'd be absolutely devastating. She arguably is more powerful than her husband. Um, Arguably might be the best fighter of the original four that I've mentioned. Um, she would be a kind of anytime anyone wanted to truly learn the advanced stages of Senjutsu, she would come in as an old hermit and teach and would give a very rigorous, hellacious training. Probably take some years, at least 3 years, bare minimum, to fully master Senjutsu, rather than what we saw in Naruto, where, ooh, we just somehow mastered it in a short amount of time. Nah, bruh. Nah. Nah, didn't. Nah, fam. Nah, that's not how I would do nature. She could pretty much be the embodiment of Mother Nature in the world of Naruto. Next up, we have Asatano. He's the younger brother of Megoro. Megoro. Megoro, my bad. Uh, gotta love your notes. Anyways, he's the master of the five chakra natures, the five regular chakra natures. Besides the yin and yang, and the yin yang release, he's got fire, water, lightning, earth, and wind. So he's a devastating one. I think Asatano, out of the first five, is probably would be the most skilled fighter. Clearly not the most powerful, but he's got power in his own right. He would be a problem for any character in the series, period, including any of the Jinchurikis. Like if Asatano walked on the battlefield, I was like, oh shit, man. Oh shit, nah. Next up, we have Tsuchina. That is the wife of Asatano. And you can see I'm loving the actual pairings in with these guys. I think it fits more in the world of Naruto, where you see a lot of couples actually get together. One Piece, it was more conceptually based gods. With this one, it's it's deities that you know are fitting of the more Shinto aspect, if that makes sense, giving Naruto's Shinto roots. So Tsuchina is the wife of Asatano. She's the master of sealing jutsus and genjutsu. So nasty. The master of sealing jutsus and genjutsu. Now, she clearly is definitely on the lower tier of the power. You can see that the power scale, we're going on the lower side here. So the children pretty much are beneath the parents as far as in power. I don't know how skilled Shuchina would be. She might be the least skilled, or she'd be somewhere with Kanema and skill level. She might be the least skilled of these first six that I bring up there. But she that doesn't make her a chump. Doesn't make her sorry, right? Next up, we have Malor. Malor. Now, that's a name that kind of sounds like Tolkien would use. J.R.R. Tolkien in the world of Auto, which we know Middle Earth is part of. If you know the Silmarillion, the Hobbit, the Lord of the Rings trilogy. But Malor is the god of fighting and war, son of Magora, Magoro, and Kanani. So it's the grandson of Fujite and Kanima, my lord. God of fighting. This dude would arguably be the best fighter. Arguably be the best fighter in the entirety of the pantheon of God in the Naruto world or universe. Okay. This dude would be absolutely monster. Now, not the most powerful, but his abilities. Let me know what the god of fighting in Naruto that doesn't have chakra. Just straight taijutsu these hands, son? Would it be these hands? The ultimate taijutsu fighter? Unlimited eighth gate, though? Unlimited. Imagine someone who can tap into the unlimited gate of death by being an immortal. That'd be mad nasty. I'm not gonna lie. Night elephant, night elephant, night. Like it would be like him spamming Getsu Gotencho and Rasengan, Rasen Shuriken. Oh man. But moving on, we have Nanimi, the goddess of shinobi. She's the daughter of Asatano and Tsuchina. So, goddess of the shinobi. So, Malor would be the son of the master of yin yang chakra and the master of senjutsu. So, he probably could do some of that. And Nanimi would be the daughter of the master of the five chakra natures and the master of sealing jutsu's techniques and genjutsu. So she'd probably be very versed in that. But a goddess of the shinobi. A goddess of the bro. Imagine Naruto or one of them folk moderate coming up against a rite of passage, battling against the goddess, the shinobi. Whoever the ancient protagonist or future protagonist, maybe have both. You know, and maybe in another part of the world that we don't see. You know, it's like passing the totem, and the greatest shinobi has to upon the face of the planet has to face this person. Or maybe there would be a great tournament, kind of like Mortal Kombat in them, the Budokai Tenkaichi and Dragon Ball. There's a few different tournaments and things like the Tough series, Baki series, you name it, to where they fight in all to either she enters or all and he enters the guy Malor, right, her cousin. Either they both enter or at the finals or the quarterfinals you gotta face them. That would be sick. That would be badass. Next up, Orosuke. Oros Orosuke. Orosuke. Alright. He's the god of death. If you have a god of life, you have a god of death. Orosuke is as old as Fujito, if not older. Who knows? He's a mystery, but just gotta have a Shinigami out here. Next up, we have Hinachi, the first sage. The first sage of the six, no sage of the six pack, but the first grand sage of back in the day, the Wanderer, the immortal monk. How sick would that be, dude? Probably have like a bow stab, maybe blade, like the master of all. This could possibly be the master of all weapons. All right, Hinachi. How do you defeat an immortal monk? Another one, Taijutsu master. Like this dude would be mad devastating. Oh man, I could just imagine writing it in Kishimoto's world. Imagine a dude just coming with a cane and just like, who's that? Is that the legendary first sage? That would be really sick. That would be really sick. Next up, we have Ilima, the time traveler, god of reality, omniscient, meaning all knowing. Dude, imagine you could travel. Someone had a jutsu that just can travel through space time itself. God of reality, be able to warp. Now, who's more powerful, Fujite, Orosuke, Illumi? I mean, Ilima, excuse me, Illumi. Thinking of Hunter for a second. Ilima, Orosuke, Kanima Fujite. I don't know. You tell me, what do you think? The God of reality versus the God of all creation. You normally would think reality is higher, but depending on how you write the story, I mean, Elima, excuse me, could potentially pocket dimensions. Oh my gosh, that would be some nasty ass battles. Any of the battles between these gods would be phenomenal to see. And last but certainly not least, Histora, embodiment of Mother Earth and Mother Nature. Remember how I said uh Kanani would possibly be, well, we actually have the embodiment right here. Um the concept produced its own. Some would see it in certain forms, Gaia or Rhea, if you talk about Greek mythology or Roman mythology. You know, Kanani and Histora, maybe, some could say Histora is actually the real mother. Like, you could do so many plot lines, but more so, this is like an entity that could possibly be summoned. I still hold to what I say with Kanani being really like Mother Nature on Earth, but this one is literally like a more abstract form of view, but it does work in the world of Naruto where you do have the uses of chakradation and such. But yeah, man, these are my gods. Those will be a lot of phenomenal stories and fun stories to write. What do you think? What would your gods be in Naruto? What would you craft and create, and how would they shape the Naruto world? I know if any of my gods, any of them, just like one, let alone all of this pantheon. I think there are 12 of them. 10? No, hold on. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, there's 12 of them. This pantheon of 12. If they were in a series of Naruto, the entire world, the entire history, the timeline would be far different. You wouldn't have had the world wars. You probably wouldn't even have had the villages founded the way that they did. Warfare wouldn't be as prevalent and whatnot. It would be more so mirroring our world, honestly. The gods would not allow for that foolishness to go on. The Bijous, yeah, the Bijous would not be a problem. Absolutely not. You would have a completely different story with my gods in the series. But Unexpected Wonder, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts, and let me know any other series that you would like me to address, and hopefully we get that for you. And until next time, y'all have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace. Stay safe out there.